Hi everyone, I am doing an updated video on the concept of a capsule wardrobe and what it is. And thank you to Sophia who commented under one of my YouTube videos. So this is for you and others like you who are interested in style, in dressing differently, or having more space and minimalism in one's life. So, there are, for me personally, different important aspects to why a capsule wardrobe is important. Okay, I have 8 points that I want to share, but before I get into it, I want to give you my version of what a capsule wardrobe is and why it is helpful in one's life. Okay, for me, a capsule wardrobe it's minimalism, and it's about creating space, physical space in one's environment, but also mental space. It's about taking away the decisions and having more ease when it comes to dressing in the morning. Instead of opening the closet to so much clutter, that we can now look in our closet and we find head to toe outfits that we feel good in. Okay, so it's super beneficial, and it actually helps us in our life outside of dressing also. So a capsule wardrobe for me helps me to know what I have, first and foremost. It also helps me when I'm shopping, and it helps me to have much more intention in how I show up in the world. Because when I open my closet, now that I have a capsule wardrobe, I open my closet, I know what I have because I can see everything in front of me. I'm not staring at racks and racks of clothing. You know, for some people, a capsule wardrobe might be just decluttering a little bit. For others, it's actually having one wardrobe space where we open the door and we can see everything inside it, and there's a lot less clothing. Okay. And that's a good question to ask yourself. What do you want from your wardrobe? And do you want to have a much smaller size wardrobe, or do you just want to declutter and have a bit more space? So it's up to you how far you want to take this. 8 important reasons to have a capsule wardrobe. Okay, so the first is minimalism. The second is lifestyle. The third is around knowing one's proportions. The fourth is around quality, like quality pieces. The fifth is investment, so investing in timeless pieces that you will wear again and again. The sixth important aspect is seasonal color theory. It's knowing your season, what season pertains to you, as in what colors look good on you specifically, that work with your undertone. The seventh important aspect, I should say, is smarter shopping. Okay, through all of this, you will learn to be much smarter when it comes to going out and buying anything new. You'll be more selective, you'll go in with much more intention, and you'll be less prey to things like trends that maybe perhaps don't work with your color or your proportions. The eighth and final important point on capsule wardrobes is aspirations. So perhaps in your life you are in a period of change. You're embarking on a new career. You are embarking on a whole new lifestyle or way of being. And that's where aspirational dressing comes in. So leaving room in your closet for that. Okay, so minimalism. So basically it's about, I like to think of creating a capsule wardrobe like a spring clean. You're going in and you are decluttering, you're bringing air to your closet, space for you to actually hone in on what it is you actually need. Because right now, perhaps you have, I don't know, 7 or 8 jumpers, and when you really only need one of those, or 2 perhaps. Or maybe you have tons of summer dresses when you actually live in a country that has a colder climate. So that's where the spring clean comes in, and the decluttering. Okay, so that's the idea of minimalism, right? Minimizing it down to what you truly need rather than having tons of stuff there and not really knowing how to use them. Okay, secondly, your lifestyle. This is very important. We dress for situations that we find ourselves in regularly. And so it's very important to know your lifestyle, to know your situations that you're going to be dressing for, and then creating outfits around that, rather than, again, buying things that really you don't have situations for it in your life. You know, it's all well and good to buy beautiful dresses and gowns and formal wear, but if you don't have events to go to, it's kind of pointless, really. Okay, the third aspect is proportions. It's very important to know one's proportions when creating a capsule wardrobe and shopping in general. And for me, I've always been gifted at knowing my proportions, knowing what works and what doesn't work, and also on other people. From a young age, I was excelled at things like life drawing in art class. And I've just always had a knack for it. And I love to help other women to dress for really their proportions. And that, again, helps us to become a smarter shopper. Then we've got things like quality. And I would say quality and investment kind of go hand in hand, right? Sorry, I don't know if I'm putting this close enough to me. So quality and investment go hand in hand. And also you could say lifestyle, right? Knowing your lifestyle will help you see what is worth investing in and what kind of purchases that we want to make that are good quality, because we'll wear that piece over and over again. For example, where I live in Ireland, where we've long winters where it's cold and damp, so something like a coat is a very important investment for me, and it is where I will spend more money and I will look for quality. So these are some things to be thinking about, where you live in the world, and therefore will dictate what you are willing to invest in and the quality that you're looking for. For example, if you live in a hotter climate, maybe it's more linens and silks or the quality you want to invest in. Then we've got the whole area of seasonal color theory. And I would say this is very important to know your season. And you can go and get your colors done. There is Color Me Beautiful, I think is in most countries, where you can go in and actually book a session where you will get an expert who will go through this with you and be able to tell you which season you are. For me, I'm in autumn, for example. And then knowing that when I go shopping, I am looking first and foremost for those colors, because I know that those colors harmonize me, they bring my coloring to life rather than drain the color from me. We've got smarter shopping. All of what I've said so far is going to help you when it comes to actually going out there and shopping and trying things on, because you will know before you even go shopping what you're looking for. You will know your colors, you will know what proportions work on you and what don't. So again, it's going to finesse your style, it's going to finesse your shopping. The last one, which is aspirations. And this is something that is my personal opinion, and I've used in my own life, where I've been an in-between phase of trying out different ideas for jobs and career, and being in this kind of interim phase, but still intentional. So dressing in an intentional way, no matter what phase you're in, is very important, because I feel like in the long term, It will help you to embark on your path. That aspiration part is very important. So say, for example, right now you're in a job you don't like, but actually your passion is in gardening, or your passion is in starting your own business. And therefore, in the case of gardening and horticulture, perhaps you're going to more expos in that. So you want to dress in a certain way. And so knowing that aspirational piece for you is very important, because I think when you start dressing in that way, it almost like it calls those opportunities and chance encounters to you. And you start to feel a bit more embodied, a bit more ready to take on those new roles. So the aspiration part, I think, is very important. I will do a video on seasonal color theory because I do think it's important, and I do have some drapes myself. So seeing it, I think, is very helpful, and it almost galvanizes you and to know your own colors. And again, that helps when it comes to shopping, and it's going to help you to create a capsule wardrobe. If you are interested in booking time with me to create your own capsule wardrobe, please send me a message, DM me, comment on here, and you can email me on stylewithelma@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to help you in your journey. And thank you for watching. I hope this video is more clear.